Hey guys, it's Derek from Pacific Coast Auto here in Japan, and we're taking a look at a BNR32 Nissan Skyline GTR. This one bought from auction and strangely is going to be exported to Canada. Now most of the R32 GTRs end up going to the States because you guys in the States have only been able to import them for a few years now, and there's still a super hot car there. In Canada, you could have imported these for the last 13 years. Prices are really expensive now compared to how much they were about 10 years ago, but they are still a fantastic car, and with the R32s becoming more rare in Canada, and now might be a really good time to buy them. This one is in a surprisingly good condition. All the way around is a fantastic car, and I've seen so many of these GTRs. 1 month we sold 15 of them, and I think we're probably around 60 or 70 or maybe over 100 of them that we bought. And this one all around feels like a good low mileage car, even though the mileage is 94,000 kilometers. And 94,000 kilometers isn't very much in terms of mileage, but usually the ones with this much mileage on them feel like higher mileage than this one does. And so I'll explain a little bit more of what I'm talking about as I go. But to begin with, the Rb26dett engine, or DETT engine, is a twin turbo 280 horsepower engine, excellent for performance. Right out of the box it's good. This one has the stock air filter, and so that's a rarity on these, and I love it. It actually makes the car sound better in my opinion when you don't have all that intake noise. You got individual throttle bodies with a big intake plenum, 2.6 liter solid lifters. Now these engines are typically very noisy engines compared to your typical engine. You may be able to notice it in these videos. Sometimes the camera picks up the frequencies more, but this one is quieter than just about all of the ones that I bought, except for the 30,000 to 60,000 kilometer ones. And over time they get a little bit noisier, but that's just the way that solid lifter cars work. Okay, so it looks like radiator fluid, you're probably going to want to change that. I don't know how long it's been in there. Oil looked like it was really nice and clean. You got a aftermarket suspension. You can see the top pieces of them. It's adjustable. You have an aftermarket Cusco strut tower bar. You have aftermarket front mount intercooler with JDM dents in the bottom. Standard bumper on it. And I think in terms of modifications, that's it. There is a rear strut tower bar as well, but in this video I usually don't open up the trunk unless it's a car that I haven't reported before. But I think everybody has seen the trunks of these cars. Maybe I will open the trunk, we'll see. Okay, close the hood, and we're raining a little bit, so we got water spots on it in a couple places. And look at this, today is Camper City. We have, this camper just came in, and there's another camper down there that just came in next to another Skyline. Ah, why are you focusing so slowly? You silly camera. It's a dark day today, so it doesn't like focusing. There's my camper coming. Hello, I'm coming to visit you. I'm a grandpa. Alright, here we go. So we got standard aluminum wheels, and they are super nice. Like one of the best condition 27-year-old wheels that I have seen. Very nice. I was just pointing him where to go. Sounds like an alternator belt. Okay, so let's go over the auction inspection sheet here. It is a needs four-wheel drive to get up there. Good luck. Okay, 1990 Skyline GTR. This is an auction grade 4 with an interior grade C, 94,616 kilometers. Obviously it's a 5-speed. They only came in 5 speeds. And it comes with the owner's manual and original history papers and warranty papers and all that goodness. It comes with the GTR original key, which is one of the coolest keys ever made. And Cusco adjustable suspension. What does this say? Cusco strut tower bar in the front and the rear. Original wheels and original air filter on it. Comes with a boost gauge toll collection box for Japanese highways. Turbo timer, HID headlights. That's an aftermarket piece. Battery was replaced, and exterior has paint repairs. And it says it comes with a history paper for that. The whole body was repainted, and they did a pretty good job. With a repaint, you're always going to notice it a little bit, and I'll show you the side panel here. But the amount of paint wave is very minimal, and it looks like it wasn't done by a cheap shop. So that's nice. Okay, they are asking that they put this car in the underground area. Ah, 結構です。はい、問題ない。
バッテリーダメなんで今電気かけっぱなしになってるんで。
OK、わかります。はい、サインですか？
はい。ここで。はい。
This is your chance to see the inside. Derek's signature. It's not actually my real signature. I just write the word Derek on there. And then he gives me the paper. And the car's mine. ありがとうございます。He said the battery's dead, so don't stop the car. But I have a battery jump box. He doesn't even know that. He was just being helpful. Okay. So they were asking that at the auction they put this vehicle into the special cars section. They were asking for that. You can request it if you want. They won't necessarily listen to you. But usually only really high-grade cars go into a special undercover section at that auction. And so they thought if they write this, it'll make people think that the vehicle is high-grade, which it is, and so that's good. Steering wheel wear, rear spoiler peeling. I'm sorry. It says condenser dented, but I think they're talking about the intercooler there because the condenser can't really dent very easily. What does this say? I'm sorry, I can't read that. It says it doesn't have something on it. Oh, I got it. Winter tires on the vehicle. And that is a shame because the vehicle will handle really poorly with winter tires. Various scratches, dents, and paint wave on it. Windshield rock chip and seat is dirty. And the diagram here says paint cracks. I am a little bit disappointed because there are 3 dents on the hood. They mark them as A1, which is a small scratch or a rock chip or something, but there are actually dents in there. And it's an aluminum hood, and you don't want to have dents in an aluminum hood because they're a little bit more difficult than steel. So here, here, and there's one over here, and there are 2 over there. So they're rock chips. Those ones there aren't dents, but these 3 are. Let's get a reflection. There you can see. Okay, so we're already at 7 minutes. I'm sorry that it's taken so long before the walk around, and so we're going to do the exterior and then the interior. And so the paint is nice and bright. After 26, 27, 28 years, the R32 with original paint, they usually don't look that great up close. And so having one that's been repainted brings back that kind of original brilliance in the paint, the original shininess and glossiness. And especially like if you take this car and you were to fully detail it with wet sand and clay bar and polish and wax, you can make this paint look like one of the best ones that there is, although that's a lot of work if you're going to do the wet sanding. Still, it's really good looking. And so I like how they repainted it, but they didn't repaint the front lip. In fact, it looks like it was replaced with a new old stock. That front lip isn't supposed to be the same color as the rest of the car, and a lot of people who repaint the car will paint it, and to me that just kind of, it's a small detail to have something done properly like that makes a big difference in my opinion. Stock headlights on here, stock grille. We got a little bit of bubbling of suspension near the paint cracks, or not bubbling of suspension, pardon me, what am I saying? Bubbling of the paint. So there's some dots here. Let's see if I can zoom into that. Now some of them are rain, actually most of them are rain, but there are some bubbles there. And then here's the paint cracks on the front. You can see on that corner there. It's funny to look at how sunk in the wheels are for the stock wheels, but that's how they were from the factory. Especially if you compare it to that one, because it has the best wheels in the entire world on it. Sorry, that one's not going on the channel. Okay, so roof is good. Take a look at the rear spoiler. They often crack in the paint on this seam here, so you can see it in there. Got a little bit of rock chips there as well. GTR badge is on there, but it's missing the Nissan badge over there. And we got a bit of a dent here in the back. Now, what I was talking about earlier about this one being a really good feeling car is, number one is the engine is very smooth compared to most of them. Now you can tune up one that's not that smooth, but I feel like a lot of people don't do that. And so this one, you can right out of the box, start driving it and be happy with it. The power steering and the clutch, the steering in particular, It's really smooth, and this is the original steering wheel in almost flawless condition with a dashboard with no deformations. And so the combination of those two is a really big deal. And when you steer it, it's way different from most GTRs. Just how easy it is to steer, and how I mentioned in the other video that I took of this, it's like putting your hands through melted butter and just, oh, it feels so good squishing between the fingers. That's how it feels like when you drive this. And I'd say probably only about less than 20% of the Skylines really feel that good, and probably even less than that. There are a lot of ratty ones. Seats are really dirty, but they're the original ones with no damage. Especially take a look at the passenger side one. It looks like nobody sat in that in a really long time, so he was a lonely driver, to reference Initial D. It has a boost controller, so it's going to be running higher boost than your regular car, so that means faster car. And it has an extra aftermarket boost gauge here. And this is where an AC vent usually goes, so that's kind of a funny place to put it, because then you don't get the AC. Okay, 94,659 with the original gauges. I love the original gauges of this because they go to 180 kilometers an hour, and you can get up to that in third gear, I bet. Okay. This is all normal stuff. CD player with auxiliary out and USB in. CDs, what are those? They're old discs, kind of like records from my generation. Okay, the AC works. It does make a weird sound when you start it. Have a listen. But then the sound goes away until you turn it off. Okay. Don't think it's been smoked in. The cigarette lighter's a little bit stuck in there. You can get it out. A little bit of wear here, a little bit of wear there, and a little bit of wear in the carpet. But overall, very impressed with this one. And as I said earlier in the video, I have seen so many of these GTRs or regular Skylines, and it's good to see one in good condition, especially for one of my Canadian brothers, because pretty soon Canadians won't be importing these. You can get the R33 or the R34 in Canada, but be careful, prices are going up for all of the Skylines at the moment, all the Rb26 ones. Alright, so that is the walk around. I hope you enjoyed it. This is going to be the end, and yeah, thanks for watching, and have a nice day.